You know how like sometimes when you ask ChatGPT a question, they get it wrong? Welcome back to one of my videos, and today we'll be talking about AI prompt engineering. So I am still kind of going on with like the AI theme, but this week we'll be specifically focused on prompt engineering. So what is engineering? Prompt engineering is when you basically ask ChatGPT a question. The question is a prompt. So you're trying to like prompt ChatGPT to give you an answer. Now, prompt engineering is basically how you can structure your prompt to get the most out of ChatGPT, to make it like what you want and to get like not a basic boring answer. People have been studying prompt engineering since like 2022. You can find research papers on it, but now that ChatGPT is booming and like there are so many AI tools, people are getting more interest in prompt engineering and trying to get the most out of it as they can. Over the past week, I've also been gaining interest in it and decided to learn it and see what I can get through it. So I'll be sharing with you guys what I've been learning this week. I'll also include the resources that I used to learn it so that if you guys are interested, you can go check it out. Over the week, I'll be jumping from beginner to intermediate to advanced and more complicated prompt engineering tools that we can use to get the most out of ChatGPT. So today we'll be starting off with 5 pretty easy prompting tools that we can use, and let's just get into it. Number 1, we have role prompting. So just like the name suggests, it's using a role and then asking it to pretend to be in a role to answer your question. So this is like, oh hey, why don't you pretend to be expert in math? Can you solve this math question? Because you're asking it to pretend to be an expert in something, it'll tunnel its vision into just that. Because as you know, everyone has different perspective on things. And then if you're like an artist trying to answer a math question, you know, generally speaking in the real world, their answer might not be the most accurate. Versus if you know that you're talking to someone that has a lot of history in math, a lot of experience, research, then they'll probably answer you correctly. So it's the same logics of like how you're trying to communicate to other people. But now you're just making a role saying that ChatGPT, hey, you gotta be this person and pretend you're talking to a math expert in real life, except, you know, it's just a robot. Number 2, we have standard prompting or few shot prompting. So what is a standard prompt? Standard prompt is like question answer. Few shot prompting is basically when you give it a few exemplars before. So let's say like, oh, what is 1 plus 1? And then your answer you would put 2. And then you can be like, next question, what is 1 minus 1? Answer 0. And then your last one can be like your actual answer. Now it doesn't have to be like 3, it can be as many as you want, but at least 2, because that's what differentiates it from standard prompting and few shot prompting. Now this is more just like a definition word that you should know, because going on into more complicated prompting ideas, a lot of them use few shot prompting. So just know that it's basically you're giving it some exemplars and then trying to get it to answer similar to how you would or how you want it to answer it. Number 3, we have chain of thought prompting. So just like as the name suggests, they basically go through a chain of thought. Now, how do you make it do that? You use few shot prompting. Now, if you remember what few shot prompting is, it's basically when you ask it a question, give it an exemplar answer, and then ask it again. So then for chain of thought prompting, you can use few shot prompting. Basically, in your answer, you would write, oh, I want you, like, this is how I would solve it. So then for the next question, can you solve it like this way? Now, chain of thought prompting is actually one of the most efficient ways to solve math word problems. They did in 2022, but you know, 2023, now ChatGPT probably got better at it, but there's always some like gimmicks where ChatGPT is, you know, stupid. There's a bunch of memes on that. By doing this, it forces them to basically walk through it like a human instead of jumping steps that, you know, they might not realize and then, you know, create these errors. So then let's say an example would be like, oh, I bought 5 apples, I ate one, gave one to a friend, and then bought 4 more. So just like a human would think, or just pretend you're a kid. I have 5 apples. I ate one, so now I have 4. Now I have 4. I gave one to my friend. Now I have 3. And then I went to buy 4 more. So then 3 plus 4, 7. So then the final answer we would have is 7. That would be how ChatGPT would answer, or how you would put the exemplar answer in the few shot prompting. Now, number 4, we have something similar, which is zero chain of thought prompting. This basically means that we don't have to use standard prompting and we don't have to give it an answer. Now, how do we do that? All we gotta do is include the keywords. Explain this step by step. By saying these keywords, you will force it to have to think through and then give you kind of like a step-by-step guide on how they got the answer. This will also let them know like, oh yeah, I did this, I did that, I did that. So then the final answer is that. Pretty simple, not much to explain. So let's just move on to the next one. Number 5, we have self-consistency. So how I like to think of self-consistency is basically like when you're with a group of friends, you're trying to see which place you want to eat at for lunch. So then you have a bunch of options and then you just, vote by majority. So self-consistency is basically the same thing. You basically ask this question multiple times, and the answer that came up the most is most likely going to be the accurate one. Now, this is more for actual like mathy questions, obviously not like, I don't know, write an essay, because there's no like right essay. Generally speaking, it's more just like if you want an answer for a specific question that you know is not like ambiguous, then this is the approach you want to use, and just, by majority, whichever one comes up the most is most likely going to be the accurate one. And that is all of the beginner prompting ideas that I have studied today. I hope you guys found this interesting, and if you still want to continue learning more, I will be posting a video as I learn more into like intermediate and then into like advanced ones in the next couple of days. So if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to keep on watching for more AI prompting ideas, or if you generally just want to see me learn through this 90-day challenge. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great day. Peace. 너에게 갈게 늦기 전에 에이 뭘 먹고 싶어 빨리 정해줘 나 빠르게 갈게 within 전에